the last video, episode 2, I left off talking about what the evangelist said to me. She told me that my gift would make room for me. Now at the time, I had no idea as to what it was that I could do, but I loved the sound of those drums. So I built up the nerve to talk to the drummer, because I loved the way that he would play and I wanted to be like him. At that time in my life, I had no positive role models, but he was a few years older than me. And he also had aspirations. He wanted to play the piano or organ. So we made a deal, and we decided that he would teach me how to play the drums so that I could take his place, and then he could go and learn from the organist and one day take his place. So every Sunday and every service, I would sit and study what he did. At this point, my mother knew that I had no friend because all my old friends were gone. So she allowed me to stay after service and practice every Sunday. So it wasn't long before I decided that I was ready. It was a Sunday night service, and I did not realize that playing in front of people was so different than playing by myself. And I also learned that church people are very, very direct. They told me that I needed to get off the drums because I was killing the spirit. And I understood what they were saying because I could not keep a proper beat for them to sing. So I went to the back of the church, and I had given up. I made up in my mind that I would never touch a drum again. And the drummer followed me to the back, and he gave me the best advice that I had ever heard. He said to me, "Don't worry, they did the same thing to me when I first started playing." And he said, "Don't you dare give up, because the day is going to come where they're not going to want anyone to play except for you." Now I must admit that I could not see that at the time. But as time went on, and I practiced more and more, and harder and harder, and longer, my skills began to develop. And to make this long story short, years later, what he said did come true. And when I heard the choir director say to this up-and-coming drummer that they also were killing the spirit, I thought about my mentor, and I laughed to myself. But I gave him the same advice that my mentor gave me. The moral of this story is that you never give up, no matter how difficult it might seem, no matter how long it may take, but you persevere and you fight, because in the end, you will win. And I want to leave you with this thought. The race is not given to the swift nor the strong, but to the one that can endure till the end.